welcome back to my channel. I have a story time video and it's a special super colossal collab because I'm teaming up with Tristina from the Bombards and Laurel from Blonde Mom Ambition. We've come together as one to give you an epic freaking story time collab. They're my best friends on YouTube. They're my only friends on YouTube because they're the only people that make me feel like my insanity is normal and my craziness is normal and my profanity is normal as a mom. So if you guys are like me and you're not like the perfect mom, and you guys, if you like my channel, you're going to love their channels. Like, they've got it going on, and actually they both hit 1,000 subscribers, I think, with like in a week of each other. So if you guys do go check them out, which you're going to go check them out, be sure to wish them congratulations because they did it. I'm not really sure what's going on with my hair. Yeah, we're just gonna go with it. So in a nutshell, my story is like the blind date from hell. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it because I like to talk a lot, and usually my videos are like 500 minutes long. I have to edit them down so that I can actually upload them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So basically this takes place when I was like 16 or 17. I think I was 17 actually. 17 years old, and I was still in high school. And I was just sitting in my room one night being a typical angsty teenager full of life. I got a phone call and I answered it, and I thought it was this guy that had been like bugging me and irritating me, and we had like talked before, but we were not talking anymore. But sometimes he would just call to be like a douchebag, and so I thought it was him, and I was like, I'm just actually like, disclaimer, I'm going to change names because obviously, yeah, I'm just going to change the names of people in the story. So I'm thinking this is like Brad calling and being annoying and obnoxious, and I'm like, dude, stop calling me, just stop wasting your time, leave me alone. Who I think is Brad calls back again, and he's just like, hey, this isn't Brad. And I was like, yeah, I know it's you, Brad, just like leave me alone, I don't want anything to do with you. Because sometimes Brad would call me from different numbers and be a creep. So as I said, I kept telling this guy, just leave me alone, like stop calling me, quit being a creep, just leave me the fuck alone. So the next day or the next night I should say, I get another phone call from who I think is Brad. Sure enough, it's not Brad, it's somebody I don't know. He tells me his name is Joe. We're gonna say his name is Joe. So he tells me his name is Joe, and he's like, okay, I just want to remind you guys that I was 17, like, yeah. Anyways, he's like, I don't know how, but we just started talking over the phone. Like, I don't know who this person is, but I don't know. We just started talking over the phone for like 2 weeks, like random stuff, just about like family and, you know, things that we like to do and stuff like that. Nothing even like remotely like romantically inclined in any way. But after about 2 weeks, he was like, do you think we should meet? I think I like you. And yeah, it was really weird. So he's like, do you think we should meet? Because I think I'm starting to like you. And I was like, okay, I think I'm starting to like you too. Like, what an idiot. So the story goes on, and I tell my mom, okay, mind you guys, I cannot believe my mom let me do what the story's gonna entail, but I tell my mom, like, oh, hey, Mom, I've been talking to this guy on the phone for like 2 weeks, and I've never met him. It was like, I thought it was like a prank phone call, but yeah, anyways, we want to meet each other. What do you think? And my mom's like, really? Like, oh, you're gonna meet him? So my mom lets me meet this person. Lets me meet Joe. We planned like to meet each other, and I'm from like a really small town, and so I didn't want, or anyways, even if I was from a big town, I didn't want Joe like just come into my house, like, because even though I was like excited, I was still like, this could be like creepy, like he could be a creep. So I didn't want him to come to my house. So I was like, do you know where this gas station is? This is the town that I live in. Do you mind if we meet there, like somewhere public, obviously, because you could be a creep. So he's like, yeah, I know where that's at. I can pick you up there and we can go like hang out or chill or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that sounds fine. During all of these 2 weeks of talking, we've gone over things like, okay, no, we don't have kids. Mind you, I was 17, like I had said. Not that people don't have kids at 17, but I was 17 and I didn't have kids. Obviously, I was honest about how old I was and what I looked like and da 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 da. And so I was just like naive. Anyways, the time comes when we're supposed to meet, and we meet at this gas station. My mom takes me there because obviously, like, I wanted her to see kind of who I was meeting or whatever. And so we go in, my mom and I go in, and I walk in, just mind you guys, also, I'm just gonna like post a picture of what I looked like when I was 17. So I walk in with my mom and we're looking around for like anyone who might be waiting for a blind date. And this, also, I want to say I'm not shallow by any means, but the way that Joe described himself was not what he looked like and would not be what I'm attracted to in any way, shape, or form. So this really big, and by big I mean like, not like morbidly obese or anything, but really just big, like not together guy. He's like shaved bald and he has like a black front tooth like that was like rotted away, and he's in like this bomber fake fur coat like that's like hanging down to his knees, and he's like all of his clothes are all really baggy, and he's got one of those like flat caps. I don't know what they're called, but he has one of those on and it's like flipped to the side, and he's bald underneath, and he comes over to me like me and my mom like, you Danielle? And I was like, yeah. You guys, I could not believe it. I knew the moment I saw him, the moment I saw Joe, I was like, this is not going to be good. Like, this guy completely lied to me about what he looked like. He told me he looked like when he told me that his head was shaved bald, he told me on the phone that he looked like a Bruce Willis. No, you guys, no, it was not Bruce Willis. Just picture the black tooth. I mean, all I could think about was the black tooth. I know that probably sounds really shallow, but just the way he described himself was not what it was at all. Anyways, okay, I'm looking at my mom like don't let me go. Don't let me go. Something bad is going to happen to me. So, and my mom's like, oh, are you Joe? And she like shakes his hand, and that's just my mom. Like, she'll make friends with anybody, or she would have made friends with anybody. And so I was like, like, hello, pick up on my cues. And my mom's like, okay, well, you two have fun. And I was like, as I'm like walking out with this complete stranger, which again, yes, it was my decision, but I was a child. So I'm walking out with this complete stranger, and I'm looking at my mom like, please, mom, say something, like, do something, like, your little girl might never be seen again. So we go out to this truck, or I think it's his truck, and lo and behold, you guys, there is another bruh in the truck, in the driver's seat. They put me in the middle of Joe and his friend Barry. I don't know what his name was. I don't even remember, honestly, but like, did not say that he was gonna have a friend with him. So now I really think I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna end up on the news, chopped up into bits, like in the forest. Then they proceed to tell me that they live, where we're going, the house that we're going to, this Barry or Perry, or I'm gonna change his name about 5 different times. We're gonna go to his house, which is like 45 minutes away. I'm sure that something's gonna happen to me. Like, I'm either gonna get like assaulted, murdered, both. Something bad is gonna happen. I'm sitting in the seat, like, just praying to God. Like, I mean, I had a cell phone, but like, what was I gonna do if I was worried that something was gonna happen to me because of these guys? Like, what, I was gonna just pull my cell phone out and be like, hey, 911, or, you know, mom, can you help me? No, I was freaking out. So I was sitting in the middle of the seat, just like fidgeting with my fingers and kind of talking like when they would ask questions, but I was so scared. And so then it was pretty much silent. Like there was a couple questions, which made me even more scared. But then we get to this guy's house and his girlfriend is there, but I'm still like on super edge. Like it doesn't matter to me that he has a girlfriend and that she's there because I've seen movies. Like we've all seen movies where like girlfriends help chop people up too. I'm sitting there on the couch and I'm talking to Joe. And Joe is like trying to like put his arm around me, and I'm like so freaking uncomfortable, like so freaking uncomfortable. And he's like asking me questions and he's like, so you having a good time? And I'm like, uh-huh. And then he's like, so I have a confession to make. I have a couple confessions to make. And I'm like, oh fuck. I'm not really 21 years old. I'm actually 27. What? What? And then he's like, also, I got a little girl. Like, you've literally lied about everything, and now you're gonna tell me the truth so that you can chop me up and throw me in the forest? And he's like, so what do you think of all this? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I truly had no idea what to say. Like, after everything that's going on, this house was like, it almost looked like a crack house, but there was no drugs involved. It was just so ran down, and like there was not any lighting. It was super dark, and this guy, the friend, Barry or Perry or Terry or whatever his name was, he's sitting in here playing his guitar, and he's like, I will say this guy was actually a lot nicer, and just like, I think he could tell that I was super uncomfortable, but he's playing his guitar, and Joe's sitting here like trying to put the moves on your girl who's like a lot younger than him, doesn't have kids, thought he didn't have kids, thought he looked like Bruce Willis at first, but didn't. Then the his friend comes over and Joe gets up to go to the bathroom and he's like, you look really uncomfortable. Do you want me to take you home? And I was like, okay, this could be real, or maybe this guy wants to kill me. But he obviously sensed that I was uncomfortable, so I was like, gonna take a chance. Like, maybe if he's driving me home and he's gonna kill me, I'll just jump out. I'll just jump out of the truck. He tells Joe that for some reason he's taking me home. I can't remember why. He had to work in the morning or something. Some excuse to where I didn't have to feel bad about it, which, again, thank you to whomever you were. So they take me home, and Joe is like, so did you have a good time? And I'm like, well, okay, so they didn't actually take me home. They took me to the gas station where my mom picked me up again. And he's like, did you have a good time? And do you want to see each other again? And I was like, maybe. And then after that, I went home and I ignored all of his calls, you guys. Like, I was so creeped out by the fact that, first of all, he completely lied about who he was, what he looked like. He didn't have it. He also said he didn't have a job. He's like, at first he said he worked, I can't remember. I think he said he worked for like a construction company. And then among all of the truth telling that he told, he said he also didn't have a job and was unemployed. Winner. He continues to try and call me. And then like it gets like creepy calling, like literally calling one time after another, like filling up my voicemail. And then by the time that I just was like about ready to block his number or like get the law involved, he called me and he was like, I knew that you were gonna fucking do this. Blah, 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 like screaming and cussing. And like, bro, you didn't even know me. You lied so many times, and like you didn't even know me. You met me one time, and I thought you were gonna chop me up into little bits, and my mom was gonna see me on the news in bits. Yeah, after that, he never called again, but I'm alive. I made it. I'm here to tell the story that I'm alive and I made it. And yeah, I just can't believe, like, looking back, that my mom allowed me, and my dad to this day has never heard the story, so if you're watching this now, Dad, oh, I don't even know what you're thinking, but I don't know. I felt like I just needed to get out and experience things, but that was definitely a little bit too much experience for me, I'll say. And yeah, that's my story. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I hope I didn't talk too fast, but I wanted to keep it condensed. I'm still gonna have to edit. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, definitely go check out Tristina and Laurel at their channels. I will link them down below. Sub to them. And let me know if you guys want more story time. My brain is kind of racked these days with baby and just baby stuff. So if you guys want more story times, let me know. And I was actually going to try and do a mukbang or mukbang, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I was going to do that with this story, but I was going to do like a breakfast one, but we're so busy tomorrow when I was going to do that, so it just wasn't gonna happen. Anyways, so if you guys want to see more story times, I think I've said that like 4 different times. If you guys want to see more story times, 5, then let me know in the comments below and leave like a unicorn emoji. Yeah, leave a unicorn emoji, and I will see you guys in my next video. And yeah, I really don't even know how to end this, so bye.